Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. Today on our show, we are here with Michael Alvarez from the Standz. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Glad to have you here, Michael. So, I am a supporter, an investor, and a follower of Temecula FC, the Quails. It's a professional soccer team out in Temecula, California. And Michael has been covering everything that Temecula FC has been putting out lately. And we are glad to have him here on this platform. And Michael, with your platform that you have, I have to ask, where did this all start?
So, funny enough, it actually just started from a love of local sports or sports in general. I found that in my off time, I was always attending these sports events. And, I was thinking one day, why aren't more people doing this? Whether it be minor league baseball or going to watch a Quails game or going to watch a minor league hockey game. These events, we all have access to, but may just not know about. So that's kind of where it came from, and figured start documenting my journey.
Awesome. I love it. So Michael, I'm curious, who or what inspires you to keep going and keep getting out there?
Well, I mean, I have a ton of inspirations. I mean, I really, really drive, excuse me, I really drive off my family. A lot of my family, are just really hardworking people. My mom, my dad, my sister, and I'm always around them, and I'm consistently being pushed. And in addition to them, my girlfriend, she is consistently behind me in, every step that I take. And it really, really helps to have a large support system in order to, knock out this, what I hope to be one day a major movement.
Awesome. I love it. Um, Not sure if there's a one answer, but of the sports that you do cover, do you have a favorite?
Well, I mean, as much as I try to be unbiased, I think that you can clearly tell based on my Instagram page that I'm a huge Temecula FC fan. And, I think it's important to, take the time to point out what they're doing locally and how much access our community has to Temecula FC. You can walk into an Old Town soccer shop in Old Town Temecula, see some of the coaches, some of the players, some of the fans all just hanging out and just being what a football club is, right? And that is something that I have really really gravitated to, and not only have they become one of my favorite teams, but they're like friends and family now, so I think Temecula FC is a really big part of what I do.
I love it. So Mike, I'm just curious, what you do is great, but there's always these obstacles and these challenges. Could you share with us if there's been any challenges or obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I think coming from a place where I have zero media background. I actually started in finance, and in addition to just kind of getting the interviewing and the editing and all of that down, because a pure passion for sports is really what drove this. And diving headfirst into a space where I need to have respect to the people that are already in this space and a true creative understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish. So some hurdles, had to do with, investing first and foremost, getting the right microphone. I mean, it really just started with me showing up with an iPhone, and now, I mean, not to say I have all these cameras and all this technology now, but it really is, I've developed a system. I have my microphone, my stand. I know what I'm doing a lot more now. So I would say some of the major hurdles were really just getting in there and bumping my head and going to events and filming and not realizing my microphone was dead the whole time and coming home with no audio and stuff like that. Real nitpicky stuff that you can't complain about because you really had a blast doing it.
Awesome. So Michael, what would you say has been the greatest achievement so far?
You know what? I think the greatest achievement so far is hearing that from the stands, made somebody feel any type of way. I mean, just, having the players say, they really appreciate being interviewed, and and having, Temecula FC, for instance, they just posted recently, post about me and what I brought to the club, and they didn't do that, or tell me about that ahead of time. It's really just showing that I am giving back to the community. It's not about me. It's about pushing this platform and pushing Temecula, pushing minor league sports, and just the giving back to the community. In summary, has been the most important thing.
Exactly. And we appreciate that. Like I said, I uh got a part of Temecula FC not too long ago, and seeing you pop up and seeing you there and covering what you cover and just doing your thing, I'm kind of like, yes, I'm glad that Brandon and Temecula FC found you, or you found Temecula FC. However the partnership came to be, I'm loving it and I want it to go as long as it can go. And speaking of that, you mentioned that you see from the stands in the future.
Yeah.
What's your outlook for that?
So in the future, and I don't want to be vague or anything and say wherever the wind takes or anything, generic. I really do find that growth will come as long as my passion is there. Obviously, we don't have 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, 3,000 yet, but as long as we keep pushing and just keep having fun, I find that, merchandise down the line is something that I would love, but only for the reason to fund what I'm doing. That way we can kind of get more extravagant or go on the road with the boys and maybe do some things that involve traveling. So, growth in a sense of structure. I think having somebody, help me out on that sense, maybe, building a little bit of a team would be great. But for right now, one step at a time, having an absolute blast doing it, and really loving every step. But I think down the line, let's make this thing really, turn into a company, and turn it into a team and a movement where we have some expenses, I guess.
There you go. I love it. Yeah, the future's bright for you guys. All right. So Michael, when you're not on the field, can you share a bit about yourself? Like, what do you like to do in your hobbies and your free time?
Yeah. So funny enough, I had really nothing to do, like I said, with sports media before. I actually underwrite loans. I'm an auto finance person. I've kind of always gone the student route. Like I went to school, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, so I ended up getting four associates. Then I went and got my bachelor's in finance, and I jumped right into the auto loan world. So realistically, I try to stay busy and work. But when I'm not working or doing from the stands, I mean, I'm just enjoying time with my little pup and my girlfriend. I mean, that's my downtime.
I love it. I love it. Do you get involved in any sports yourself?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, for what it's worth, right? I used to be extremely passionate about wrestling and boxing, and when I was younger, I played soccer. And so nowadays, every time, the guys are out playing, if I'm out of Temecula FC practice, I'll try to kick the ball around a little bit. I don't think I'm getting on the team anytime soon, but depends on how I do next practice, right?
Mhm. Awesome. All right, Michael. So we're at that part. Usually I will ask the question, what is a book, a TV show, or a film? But in your case, you're in the stands, the platform is yours. Who you want to give a shout out to?
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for the opportunity to give the shout out. I would love to give a shout out to somebody who is doing something similar to what I'm doing, with the legitimate company structure behind him. He's actually a partner with Temecula FC as well, officially now. His name is Kevin, and he is the owner of Soccer Socks. And he is out of Chula Vista. He makes the way up here to Temecula to support the boys. Not only does he do that, but he is very involved in his own community. I do not have enough good words to say about him and this wonderful company he has.
Awesome. Shout out to Soccer Science. All right, Michael, so for the people who are not familiar with From the Stands, where can they find you? Where can they connect with you?
Well, first and foremost, Instagram and Temecula FC's Instagram. You will find me. I will be popping up. Hopefully, if I do well enough on your Explorer page, but You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, and Twitter. And do not hesitate to join one of the giveaways that I have going. Currently, we don't have one going on, but there's always one. There's always something going on, and we always have some fun updates on the page. So make sure you jump in.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Remember, get connected with Michael. He's from Standz. All right, everyone. That's been our episode today of Inside Plug. Remember, we're here every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay inspired and keep creating. Inside Plug, signing out.